This video will be discussing Ray Davis. He was a famous scientist in America, and his main works were concentrated around neutrinos. Neutrinos were a really new field in the 1960s, but Ray Davis championed this field, and he did many works, and his most famous work was in homestake mining, where he sought to discover the electron neutrino. Ray Davis was born in 1914 and passed away in 2006. Why bother though discovering neutrinos? They are massless or near massless particles, and they were a completely different new branch in physics. Well, there are many reasons why we should be interested in discovering neutrinos, but the most important thing is that they allow scientists to make really sensitive calculations, and it's helped in so many new subfields of science today. But back then specifically, the most important thing was trying to discover the temperature of the sun, and if we could determine the rate of neutrinos being emitted, we could infer the temperature of the sun more accurately. But of course, this was really hard to do, to detect neutrinos which were smaller than the electrons in the 1960s. Ray Davis had to overcome many challenges. One of them was trying to find a mining company which would allow him to conduct his experiments. He chose Homestake Mining Company, which was 1,478 meters below ground. This negated the effects of cosmic radiation, which would affect his experiment. The sun would emit both gamma rays and electron neutrinos, which would be detected. However, this experiment proved to be really difficult. One of the main problems with this experiment was that you would need to have an Olympic-sized pool of chlorine atoms in order to produce only 10 argon atoms. So this experiment was done over many years to collect more samples. And that was the reason why Ray Davis was so championed, was because of his endurance for experiments. However, when Ray Davis finally got his calculations, they were only a third of what was expected. The maths just didn't seem to work out. This became known as the solar neutrino problem, and it can be explained through quantum mechanics, how neutrinos can oscillate between different states, which we'll go into next video. The first 25 subscribers will get a shout out. Stay tuned.